Let's continue our adventure on Speyside with the Singleton of Glendullan Select. Hey, welcome back, Whiskey Questers, to another episode of Whiskey Quest. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Antonio, and in this channel, I get to try whiskeys from all over the world. I like to add a drop of water to each one of them just to see if it changes. You'll never know unless you try it. So if you are curious about whiskey, you want to learn more about whiskey, just in general, you love whiskey, consider hitting that subscribe button with the bell notification so you can stick around for more videos. Let's move on with this review. So before we start, I know I said let's move on with the review, but I have to give thanks to my boy Whiskey Matt from the Whiskey Dude YouTube channel. This guy hooked it up with a whole bunch of whiskeys, and honestly, all these episodes have been made possible because of this guy right here. So thanks again, Matt, for hooking me up with all these awesome whiskeys, and I'll put a link to the channel in the description below. Go check him out, give him a sub. And also, I just have to get this out of the way because, you know, I got a few shout outs in the past week. So I want to give Scott from My Bourbon Journey a thank you for that shout out in his video. And I also want to give Greg from Greg's Whiskey Guide another shout out for giving me a shout out on his channel. So both awesome channels, go check them out. I'll also put their links in the description below. Now let's move on to the whiskey. So this whiskey right here, the Singleton of Glendullan Select, is a 40% ABV Speyside Scotch, and this one at retail price will cost around $35. Now again, on my previous video, I mentioned that the prices were out of control when it came to these Game of Thrones scotches, and around $4,000 for the whole collection. So I was not about to pay that much money, and I couldn't find any more bottles. So luckily Matt had these at his disposal and was able to share a few drams for me to try and review for you guys. This one right here is from the House Tully. I'm gonna say Tully. Honestly, they couldn't have paired this one any better because the sigil for House Tully is a fish, and the Singleton, their, I don't know what do you want to call it, their mascot or their brand animal, their spirit animal is a goddamn fish too. So I think that was the one perfect match right there. So the color on this one, same as before. I think all of these have coloring added to it, to be honest, but this is just a light golden color. That's pretty much all there is to this right here. But anyways, on the nose on this one, oh, I get tons of vanilla off of this one right away. There's a very creamy, oh, I want to see walnut, but maybe more like a pecan. Yeah, that's more like a pecan kind of nut. There's a nice cereal maltiness coming out. And behind all that, there's also some fruitiness, maybe some dried fruits also, like raisins. Pretty much it. But overall, it's a light nose. Very inviting. Let's see what we get on the taste. Cheers, everybody. 40%, it packs a punch of flavor. I get nice cinnamon wood spices right in the front, a bit minty, some chocolate notes coming out also. One more sip. I can taste that fruitiness. I get pears and apples, vanilla, and just a touch of oakiness in the very back. Very nice, awesome tasting 40%er right here. Yeah, very nice nose. All right, let me add just a little bit more on here so I can add some water, and then we'll see what happens to that. Sometimes it changes it for the better, sometimes it just makes it suck, but you never know unless you try it. So if you're gonna add water, I suggest just find some good filtered water, bottled water, distilled water is the best to use, I hear, but I just use my reverse osmosis filtered water. All right, I'm just gonna set this down right here, wait a little bit, let it open up and see what happens with it. All right, let's see what happens with a drop of water on the nose. Right away, the fruitiness came to the front a lot stronger. It's reminding me of like green apples and green pears. Some more oak is coming forward. And all that sweetness is more on the background now. I still smell like some hints of vanilla. That maltiness, it's all in the background now. Yeah, that's about it. Let's see what we get on the palate. Cheers, everybody. Okay, so something I forgot to mention before I added water was the finish. The finish without water was somewhere on the short side, moving on to the medium, not quite there to the medium yet, but it did finish with that nice minty, chocolatey, and like raisiny kind of notes in the very end. This right here with water, the first thing that hits my palate, it's a lot of oak. A lot of oak, more chocolate coming forward on the palate. Those fruit notes this time on the palate took a back seat, which is weird. On the nose they were like right up front, but on the palate it's like a background kind of flavor. Same thing, those green apples, green pear. But as you can see, I had to go back for another sip because the finish did go on the shorter side this time. But overall, while it's there, it's a wonderful tasting whiskey. I think this one is better than the last one, the Cardhu, definitely. So my final thoughts on the Singleton of Glendullan Select Game of Thrones whiskey. Like I said, I think this one's a little bit better than the Cardhu whiskey, just because there's more sweetness and stuff that I was expecting from a Speyside. The other one had more char, which I don't mind, but I was maybe just in the mood for more sweetness. So this is delivering that, and especially with that cinnamon flavor that was coming out. So for $35, definitely. If I were to see this, I would definitely pick up a bottle for myself. Like I said, prices were going pretty crazy, but after the show ended and it wasn't that great of an ending, I think a lot of liquor stores that were hiding the bottles, you know, just building up that hype also, were like, damn, we gotta get rid of this stuff, you know. So they just brought them back out. I've been seeing them at retail price. So if I go to the store and I see this one, for sure I'll be picking it up. All right, so that's it for the review, guys. Thank you again for stopping by and spending some time with me here today. I love to hear what you guys have to think, so drop me a comment below. Don't forget to share with your friends, give me a like, and again, if you've been watching a few of my videos and you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button with the bell notification. Stick around for more videos. Cheers, everybody. See you guys in the next video. Peace.